50 MTA employees have actually died from the coronavirus, and many have tested positive. For those going to work, they are dealing with overcrowding and riders not wearing masks. So we're going to talk this morning about the dangerous situation, and the person here with us is John Samuelsen. He's the international president of the Transport Workers Union. Mr. Samuelsen, thank you for being with us. First of all, it's got to be so difficult to see these numbers rise, and you say the number of deaths, in fact, is going to go up as you get more information today, correct?
We're waiting for an update today, but as you know, it's been an absolute tragedy over the last several weeks. New York City transit workers, and in fact transit workers across the country, just on the front lines of the fight against this pandemic.
Yeah, we're looking at more than 150,000 workers for the airlines, the railroad, the transit. So what's the current state of union members under your representation right now? How are they being protected?
In fact, they wouldn't be protected if there wasn't trade union representation on the properties across this country. My heart goes out to workers that are not in a union right now across the United States, particularly frontline transportation workers who are being exposed recklessly, needlessly, indifferently. So in New York City, there is a fairly high level of PPE finally and consistently being distributed. But that case does not exist across the country, and it doesn't even exist with every workforce in New York. So in fact, in Columbia University right now is exposing workers needlessly to harm's way, lack of proper PPE distribution, and workplace decontamination procedures and whatnot.
What can you do, and what is being done?
First of all, we're advising all workers not to work without proper PPE. There's absolutely no reason for us to be exposed, used as cannon fodder in the fight against COVID-19. Employers should well understand that they have no right to use workers as cannon fodder. They have no right to assign work without proper protection. And that's got to stop. You know, we've already taken enough hit.
We've seen here in the city, Mayor Bill de Blasio trying to crack down on overcrowding on the buses and the subways and whatnot, but he's proposing adding more routes. But you're saying you want some rerouting done. So how is all of that sorting out?
Well, I think there's a bit of a balance that we have to achieve here. One is that, in particular in New York City, we have an allegiance to our fellow blue-collar workers that are on the front lines of this pandemic. Nurses, paramedics, home aides, folks that society needs desperately to pull us through this calamity. But on the second hand, when we do service in the subway, we create a high amount of compression and more of a situation where COVID-19 spreads. So there has to be a balance, and there also has to be a national approach, which doesn't exist right now. If you saw the news yesterday, the governor of New Jersey, Governor Murphy, instituted a rule that you couldn't enter into a private or a public system in New Jersey as a passenger without a respiratory covering, a scarf or a mask. And so state by state, we're adopting different rules, and it has to be one national strategy deployed here.
Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us and explaining the challenges ahead. We do appreciate it.